Nailed it.
Obviously, Mikey's not here.
That's the hot opener right there. I guess I'll say it. Fucking Justin, roll it.
Guys, it wouldn't be the Freedom Friends if we didn't talk about our number one sponsor, Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, you guys have seen us all smoke them. We're here to talk about a quality product that everybody can enjoy. The great equalizer, as we've called it, the Warfighter Tobacco Stick. And it's not just cigars. They've got humidors, travel humidors, cutters, lighters, everything you need to get started on that journey. Check out warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet, sweet 15%. If you want to know my personal favorite, I'm a 762 Field guy. I like that Sumatra, real nice and even keeled cigar. Great for us beginner smokers, right? And I'm told that these taste even better when you're listening to the Freedom Friends podcast. Now, back to the show. This episode is brought to you by Grill Your Ass Off. It's no secret, we're all middle-aged dudes who love barbecue. Grill Your Ass Off is our main go-to for our spices. That's what we use, man. Whether you're doing burgers on the grill, steaks, or my personal favorite, a little bit of pork belly burn ends, right? They've got you covered on all of that. They also have salsas. They also have seasonings and spices. They got beer salts. They've got everything, man. Check them out. GrillYourAssOff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast, or use the code Freedom Friends Podcast at checkout.
Okay, we're back.
That's easy.
Welcome to the Freedom Friends.
Yeah.
I'm Jazz.
I'm John.
Scott.
Most of the time, I think.
Yeah. I'm just happy we all got it right.
Years I've known these two, and I still fucking do it.
I did it on the Warfighter podcast. I mixed up Scott and mine.
You called him John?
Yeah.
No.
I introduced myself as Scott, and that's John. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw a clip come through of you on another podcast.
Uh-oh. Which one?
I think it's the one out by Phoenix, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you were out there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. We did a couple. So we did stuff on his channel, and then I brought stuff and we recorded a Warfighter episode out of his studio. So it looks like it was his studio.
That's true.
But
we bamboozled everybody.
We did. It was pretty fun. But no, I took exactly where his camera was and I set my iPad up like right underneath it. And I was like, it's the same set.
Real quick, boys, before we get too far into it, little house cleaning. Jazz, charity beers.
Yeah, so I've seen several purchases come through the website. It's been super cool. I started noticing it because they were all like perfect zeros on the end of it. Mm-hmm. And because we're not charging tax on the charity beers, but I'm getting them through, and all the notes on them just say "Freedom the fuck on." So it's all these people buying like 10 beers at a time and
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that, and donating. So whether it's 10 beer or 1 beer, we really fucking appreciate you. And I think because this show's on a delay and the event is, as of us sitting here right now, the event is this weekend. The breweries that are supporting the event came through in style. And I would be really impressed if we moved the amount of beer that they gave us in a singular weekend.
Nice.
So I think what we're going to do is we are going to leave it up. We'll extend it like an extra week to be able to buy those through. And we'll still give them away. We'll still give them to players and stuff like that. But all the money will still kick over to the charity because I don't want to. I would rather see all of that donated beer get sold.
Right.
And all the money get given, then it sit in my back room and do nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel right just selling it afterwards. I'd just feel kind of gross.
Bad juju.
Just doesn't feel right. So I think we're going to extend it. So
better or worse than it going bad? See, I'm torn here.
That's valid.
yeah, I don't know. Just capitalizing on something that was donated to give to dying kids just seems kind of awful.
If we could figure out how to give the beer to the dying kids, that would be fun.
Fucking, we're gonna need to call a congressman, but make it happen.
Step aside, John Cena. We're really making wishes come
So
true.
Right?
It's like when your parents
Make a wish, kid.
It's
like
like
a cold
when
one.
your parents would say like all the starving kids in Africa and you're wasting all your food, and I'm like, fucking give it to them.
It's just liquid bread.
That's all it is.
It's all the same shit that's in bread.
And then also, Warfighter Boys, the first is coming up.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
I think that means something about a redacted cigar going out again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be round 2.
Yes.
Round 2. Round 1 got some excitement. So we'll see if round 2 can keep up, or maybe there's more excitement now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe people told their friends and now their friends are going to order.
Or maybe people realized it wasn't an April Fool's joke.
Or maybe people told their friends and the cigar sucked and nobody's going to order now. I don't know. So,
It's a great fucking cigar.
great-
I will tell you that. Like,
Everyone that I talked to that smoked
Yeah.
one is like, fuck.
it's really fucking good.
yeah.
Like really fucking good. Of course, I'm lucky that I can just come in here and like poke one of you guys and be like, "Hey, could I
Please, sir.
please?"
While we're talking of housekeeping events, you should crack that window and put that fan on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's
It's a little smoky.
getting a little hazy in here pretty quick.
Yeah.
Actually, we got one more thing for housekeeping. That box right behind you, Jazz.
Yeah,
Yes.
give me just a second.
Yep. Might as well.
So I had this box sitting here for last week's show,
yeah.
and then
There's a note in
totally-
there too, Jazz.
I totally forgot about it.
There's a note in there as
There-
well.
Those are not words.
You got to keep digging too. There's more.
Son of a. Oh, they can't.
There's all kinds of stuff. Just grab the whole thing.
Oh my God! Is that Bunch of Crunch? All right, most of the time I bitch about you fans, but whoever sent us fucking Bunch of Crunch.
You
You
should
fuck-
read the note too.
All right, hold on. Here we go. I got to get my ears back on here. So first off, there's this. Do you want me to read the note first or describe what we've got?
I would start with the note.
All right, we'll start with the note. To the Freedom Friends, here's some local beer from a brewery in New Jersey. I didn't know they made anything in New Jersey. I also threw in a bottle of wine from my father-in-law's vineyard located in Wolkengrodzka, Poland, as well as some Polish candy. The yellow ones are fudge. The small ones are assorted fruits. And the
It's a handwritten. note.
Zolos? I guess it's a brand. Okay, Zolos are like Zot's fizzy candy. Alexander Manthe, just before I sent the box out, I rounded some Bunch of Crunch for Jazz. Dad joke on the back. All right, all you ready? Did you know Hitler really hated voodoo?
Hitler.
Hitler. Oh, that is an M. Sorry. That is an M. Did you know Hitler really hated voodoo? He was scared of bad jujus. Not my joke. I did come up with a new pickup line, though.
Yeah.
Damn, girl. You get me more passionate than the Third Reich. Anyways, this is the fucking Bunch of Crunch. Fuck, I love Bunch of Crunch. When was the last time you had Bunch of Crunch, Scott?
I don't.
I'm trying to
remember.
think. I don't
remember.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
We're gonna fucking fix
but
it.
we should speak of this beer, this local beer.
Yeah.
So it's drink,
NG made.
it's
yeah.
Drinking Crayons is the name of the beer. I have a feeling I know who this was directed at. So
Who could that be,
I don't
Scott?
know. It is an Imperial Indian Pale Ale, though. So I might try a sip of one, but I'm not an IPA guy. Yeah, that's good.
You're gonna see why I miss it so much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking good, dude.
You gotta share it.
Oh, God.
You gotta share it to people.
Fuck,
Because that's what they want to hear. They just want to listen to us chewing on bunch of fruit.
it's so fucking good, dude.
It is good.
It's more bunchy and less crunchy.
I'm gonna put this out here so everybody can.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do? We should put the other one in the freezer and eat it next week.
Oh, chill it down.
I bet cold ones are better. I bet they're crunchier.
They are awesome cold. The other, see, that's what I appreciate. There's the fill level on it. Look at that. Also, if you make this cold and you pop popcorn, pour this in with the popcorn and flop it around. It's
Flop it around.
yeah, dude, flop it around. I believe mix it is the actual proper term.
Nah.
I don't know if I've ever flopped around popcorn.
Yeah, in the bag. You can flop a bag of popcorn around. That's possible.
Scott, can you demonstrate that for us one more time? There it
That's
is.
the only thing I know how to flop around. You know, like I don't know.
I saw a post the other day. It was on a motorcycle meme, and it literally said, "The only blue line I support are the veiny ones with big old titties."
God, this country's amazing.
Yeah, fucking-
I will say most of the titties I see with blue lines in it are not the best. But they are big old ones.
They are big old ones, and it was on a biker page. What do you want?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm pretty sure that entire community it's a quantity over quality. It's not a. They don't want one good set. They want just as many sets as humanly.
Yeah, like Ron White said. Once you've seen one set of titties, you want to see all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Maybe not twice, but I do want to see them all.
Right.
Winika Zagrodi. If I butchered the name of your dad's winery, I apologize.
You
But,
did a way better job than I did when I tried to read it.
How do you know?
Because it sounded smoother.
He just said it with
Either-
confidence. That's
you
I
all.
don't know
Shit,
who
man.
was right.
You can
but
either read it or not. I don't know how you.
Well, I studied Russian, so
I did.
Fudge?
I can kind of fuck it up.
Thanks.
Fooch?
But yeah, thank you. That is the trick, though. Just say it. Say it with fucking confidence. You can't be
It's Spanish, same way.
Hell yeah, dude. Just put O on the end of everything. You're fine. That doesn't look like fudge.
No.
Is that orange?
It's
It's got a picture of a cow.
Oh.
So
It looks like it's like a
It's-
caramely color.
Poland.
It's milky, creamy fudge.
Milky
Fucking I'll
creamy
try it. Why
fudge.
not?
it's not, it's kind of hard.
Ah.
Am I supposed to thaw this out? Like, what
It's
is,
like a Werther's. Come on now. A
Where is-
Werther's that's not.
where's the where's the milky, creamy part?
It's like a,
This
it's
isn't
like a
fudge.
non-ergonomic Werther.
This is how you break your teeth.
Oh God! So for the listeners, Jazz just threw one to me, and it
like I threw you a Lego.
impacted my hand with some force. Like, oh my God! Yo, this is some false ass advertising.
I'm not trying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this under as not good candy.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for later.
But I kind of understand why
Like-
Poland is the way it is.
I
But
wish we
no,
had,
it's a non-ergonomic Werther's.
I wish we had this in Iraq.
Fair.
Yeah, that shit'll slow you down though.
These kids, they wouldn't have came back for a week. In one piece.
In all fairness, though, if you'd have thrown that shit out of the back of your truck,
Like,
I'm
whack,
pretty sure that's
bam.
just a projectile at that point.
Playing a game of whack fuck with fudge.
Oh, I'm not eating.
Now,
This.
here's the smallest candy I could find.
I don't like
cherry.
Just that
A
strawberry.
mini bonbons.
That's a fucking cherry. Like
Oh, I got a strawberry.
oh, they're different flavors.
Here, I'll trade you.
Oh, okay, there you go. Everything cherry flavored
Fuck,
just
that's softer than the fudge.
instantly tastes like fucking cough syrup to me. Oh fuck, dude! You can't just glue. Which is top of the show.
To be fair, I think this was a sucky one.
The
Not
flavor's
a-
good
not-
though.
Not a chewy one.
It was softer than the fudge, though.
It literally was.
Yeah.
It was a hard candy that was softer than the fudge. I don't know if
You
the
guys
fudge
gave
made
up
the trip.
on the fudge. I'm still halfway through the fudge here.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Gonna be the end of the show, and he's finally gonna be like, "Oh shit, I can chew it."
Well, boys,
Anyways, to Alexander,
Thanks, man.
you know, I can't tell if that's an M or an H anymore. I don't.
We'll call you Hamilton.
It's either Manthe or Hanthe. It's one of the two. But we fucking appreciate you, bud. The stuff from your fatherland, I appreciate, but the bunch of crunch is actually what I'm really excited about. That is good looking out. That's fucking amazing. God, bunch of crunch is so good.
I still can't get over the fudge. I don't know how do you soften fudge?
Okay, hold on.
Well, it's not fudge.
This is the fudge. Okay, hold on.
This is not fudge.
oh, we gotta adjust the mic real quick.
That was fudge.
Is there a date on the package?
Oh, oh my God! Did that fudge
I don't know.
shatter?
It just grenaded.
Platinum.
I don't know if you get the camera on that fudge, but it's
You got fudge everywhere now.
Oh my God.
Can you eat it now?
Well, no, now it's just hard and sharp.
Let's see if it melts.
It just lights on fire.
It's not, it's just burning.
Yeah.
It's just sugar is all it is.
Oh my God.
This room is about to smell so unique.
I think fudge would melt and not light on fire. So
I would assume so.
Yes. It's
Well, boys, speaking of putting things in your mouth, Are y'all ready for our first piece of current events?
Oh my God. Okay, so I will kind of take point on this. I came in and asked Justin if he had seen a tweet from a habitual tweeter, somebody who tweet Xer, whatever. You're a tweeter. I don't care.
It's water.
It's a twatter. Anyways, somebody who has been very vocal on that platform, the one and only
Tiger Woods,
Kanye, Yeezy, whatever the fuck name we're on now.
It's not just
Anyways,
West.
John, why don't you go ahead and read from the top?
this song is called Cousins. I don't know if I want to read this. I know about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't, quote, look at dirty magazines together, end quote, anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines.
Keep going. Keep going.
But the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My
Go ahead.
name is Yee, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent. Why did you have to make me read that? I don't want to.
What in the flying fuck?
That is straight on his official gold check marked.
Go to the comment section, please.
Yeah, this is
Did he put a picture up? Is that a blurred?
No. It's the music video.
Of, the music video.
Yes.
Oh.
This is the
You
music
made a music video of it?
Yeah.
He wrote a song about it.
Wrote a whole song.
What the?
Yeah.
So
That's the definition of those are inside thoughts. Keep those inside.
so it's
everybody's just being like, oh, that's the cousin.
yeah, this is anyways. This when we talk about, hey, if you have some shit you're dealing with, you need to find somebody to talk to.
The internet
Go find somebody to talk
is
to.
not who to talk to.
The internet
It ain't
isn't
Twitter.
somebody.
Go get help.
Twitter
I have
just
no
doesn't
problem
work.
with, hey, I have some shit that I'm thinking about that I need to deal with. Go find help. Go find somebody to talk to. It's not fucking Twitter.
Maybe he did, and it's like step one is to like
Acceptance.
confession, or I don't know, like what the fuck's going on here?
Step one is confession. I don't know what Scott's 12-step program is, but I'm
been in
already
one.
interested.
I've never been in one.
Step one, confession. What'd you do?
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I'm not going to say that.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's fucking. Anyways, I saw that little gym earlier, and I wanted to. Since I had to know about it, so did y'all.
So just
That's yeah.
What the fuck?
You know, John, the couple of times where I've looked at you and been like, "That's one of those inside thoughts, John. You don't."
Yeah, you
don't say
those
that outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have those inside thoughts. I'm sorry. I don't.
But that is the pinnacle of.
But there's a difference between saying something and typing something out and then posting it.
Yeah.
Saying stuff. Like I get sometimes where that filter that's in between your brain and your mouth, it like isn't working or can't catch up.
yeah, but
But this, like you have to think it and then
no,
you have to type it.
but he did it first.
And then you have to post it. So there's multiple times where
It's
you can
also
think.
That's also formatted. That wasn't like some big like string of consciousness sentence.
I
That was
wonder-
like broken
All right.
into.
Let's take a deep dive here. Why did he post this? I think he got a little note from his cousin who's in prison and was like, dude, I can't get laid in here. And he's like, I got you, boo.
Scott, I fucking love
There's
you.
a silver lining
Right?
to everything.
Like, I mean, there has to be a reason that this was posted. Like, this dick's good enough for Kanye. It's probably good enough for you, Sully. You know what I'm saying?
I got platinum record dick. You know, you may be onto something, sir. That I did. Holy.
I just picture now this dude's walking around in prison. He's like, you want to suck a dick that Kanye sucked?
If you suck my dick, it's like kissing Kanye.
You guys could be Eskimo brothers. What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird.
Apparently, that dick was so memorable, it inspired new Kanye music.
Yeah. Like he's been thinking about this pretty hard for a while.
Either that or he ran out of shit to write music about. And he's just like, well, let's see. The world's a weird place right now. Let's see if
No,
this works.
I think it's more like this. Hey, nobody paid attention to me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, they're getting used to the whole
Yeah.
Jews thing.
Oh, the
They gotta-
the Republicans were kind of starting to like me. Let me go fuck that up now.
This too is like this isn't even. Well, you're picking on a guy sharing his trauma. Nope, he's been batshit crazy for like several years now.
No, we're not. And he's not sharing his trauma. He was the older cousin and sucking his 6-year-old cousin's dick. He's
That's
the
true.
one causing the trauma.
How old was he? Does it say?
So it said he sucked his cousin's dick until he was 14.
Uh,
Problem with that statement, that doesn't mean that Kanye sucked the dick until Kanye was 14. It could have been that he was sucking his cousin's dick until his cousin was 14.
well, what's the age difference between Kanye and his cousin?
I don't know.
It's his younger cousin, I believe, in the story.
Oh. But
Either way, I don't know. That's, yeah.
it's still just, it's just wild. That's why when you guys were walking in, I was like, the simulation is it's officially bugged out. Like we don't.
They ran out of content at this point.
It's
They're like,
just
you know
they're
what, fuck
like-
it. Let's see if anybody reacts to this.
Holy shit. And,
And then-
I'm sure he was hoping for some sort of like, wow, it's so brave that you shared that. First off, you're not relevant anymore. I mean, yes, we're talking about it, but this
Not
is
in a good light.
right. But this is just like well, you just didn't know when to this is like Brett Favre. He just didn't know when to retire.
Well, this is worse than that.
Well, I mean, it'd feel the same though if Brett came out and he was like, I'm Brett Favre and I sucked Aaron Rodgers' dick until I went to the Jets. It's
That's
we would
less
been like,
offensive.
we know, dude.
Yeah, like-
We know.
And then in other news, JD Vance killed the Pope.
it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look
It
good.
doesn't look good. You were the last person. The Pope's last official act was to meet with JD Vance. Met with that man and died. Within 24 hours.
See, the White House needs to lean into this. Be like, listen up, China. We're sending JD Vance if you don't want to negotiate. Look what he did to the Pope.
He is merciless.
You know what's really funny? And it's not. And I started the same conversation with Scott, and Scott goes, well, now it's funny. Because it's not funny. It's just, it's intriguing to me. And I don't know why I say it that way. The propaganda machine that the Vatican is. Right.
Oh, yeah. And it's all it's ever been.
Well, you got to think, nobody's really heard or seen from the Pope in 4 to 6 months at this point, from when he started getting sick and pneumonia and admitted to the hospital and everyone thought he was going to die.
Because it was
he had
something,
double
right?
pneumonia or something.
It was some illness that reduced his immune system essentially. And then it
And
turned
his
into
ability to
pneumonia.
breathe.
Yeah.
And
But it's been going on for a minute.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, it'll be a miracle if he even leaves the hospital. And then all of a sudden he's there for Easter Mass. And everyone's like, oh my God.
Well,
he
they
didn't even make it the day.
they
Middle of
rolled
the
him
night.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rolled him out there, and he was like, "Give the Pope wave," and then
But they were like, oh, look, he's healthy. He's,
Yeah, But honestly, he looked he didn't look like he was going to die tomorrow when he was talking to
Do you
JD
think
Vance.
they gave him
Yeah.
the same concoction they gave Joe Biden?
just to run him out there.
That was it. They like hyped him up and Adderall and a bunch of prescription meds, and he was just like, "I'm Joe Biden."
Yeah, just amphetamines, and he came out. And he was like,
He didn't have a lot of energy, but he.
"They call me the Papa."
Yeah.
and then he just.
But I mean, he's on his deathbed. That's gonna, at least he can.
In all fairness,
Be a-
he was also what 88.
Yeah, he was.
It's not like he was like a spring chicken,
Yeah.
but like
So I'm seeing that he died after a stroke and cardiac arrest. Is what killed him.
Christ.
Yeah, went out with a
That
bang.
sounds like amphetamines. That's
just saying.
gave an 88-year-old some amphetamines and everything
Just
popped. Like,
I'm just saying.
yeah, it doesn't look great. I mean, but that whole situation was really weird because he's also one of the popes during the whole like two pope thing because you had a pope that like retired,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen.
No, I do. The one thing I do think is pretty cool about this Pope is in his last rites, or last testament. I can't remember whatever it is.
He talked about his cousin.
No, he was about where he wanted.
His last tweet.
So he wants to be buried in this one basilica that I guess he went to all the time. But he wants to be buried in the ground, nothing fancy, with just his name in Latin on the headstone.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a Saint Margaret Basilica or something like. I do know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
He essentially he's not being buried with the other popes like
Nope.
down in the crypt and stuff
Yep.
like that. He's like, nope, I want a
I wanna be
regular
buried
ass.
here in the ground, nothing fancy.
Yeah, with a headstone.
I don't even
like-
want you to say Pope on a headstone, just my name in Latin. That's it.
Wow.
and that
Cool.
that's all he wanted. And but he's
He was like from Central America too, right?
yeah, he was from
Argentina.
Argentina or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so him
And he was like a he was like a hardcore like street priest. Like it wasn't one of those like huge diocese, and he was always like kind of playing the political
Yeah.
game. He was very much involved in the like actually being involved with those that need.
right. So now
And so
his body's going to lay in rest, and everyone for all the archbishops from around the world are going to travel out there and go see him, and then they're going to sit down and pick who the next pope is.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny. What do you think? 70s or 80s for age for the next one?
I don't know. What's MGM saying the over under is on the age? This is a thing, by the way. I remember this the last
it's a
time they
huge
picked the
thing.
Pope. You can bet on
Yeah.
on
the
the
age
Pope.
brackets and stuff.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm gonna go 76.
I'm going in the 80s.
You're going to the 80s.
Yeah, they're gonna
You're
go-
thinking
it's
short
gonna go
Pope, huh?
Early 80s. Yeah.
So well, it's because I think John Paul II went in like his late 60s. Or
Well, you gotta
something.
think
'Cause
how
he had
many-
like a 20-year run.
How many popes have we been through in the past
Well,
10 years?
I remember way too many for the fact that I'm not a
You
Catholic.
know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's been a lot.
You also have to think too. Anybody who's voting has the potential to become a pope.
Yeah, because they all vote.
If they want,
They pick amongst themselves.
if
Yeah.
they want a chance, they're not going to vote for a 40-year-old.
Well, they have the what's it called?
Do you think they're politicking right now?
Oh,
do you think like one archbishop's
There
going
is-
around
so
being like,
it's
"So if you vote for me,"
Sort of. They're called the preferiti or whatever. And there's like always like 4 or 5 of them, and it's the 4 or 5 bishops that they're like, or cardinals that they're like,
Yeah, it's
these guys are. I'm not Catholic, by the way, so I'm for the dude in Jersey that's going to be all mad about this. I don't fucking. I assumed if you were sending me Polish candy and you're from New Jersey, I just assume you're Catholic. Like that just seems like a safe bet.
I would guess.
But I think they're called the preferiti, and there's always like 4 of them, 5 of them, and they're the ones that
Yeah.
they kind of know ahead of time. Like these are the
Well, I'm
the
sure
couple of guys that
I'm-
would most likely
Right.
be the
I'm sure
next
they've been
pope.
thinking about it a while.
Yeah, at least 6 months.
Yeah.
But
Have you guys seen this series called The Young Pope?
with Jude Law,
Yeah. I can't
I think it was Jude Law, right?
I don't remember I don't know who the actor was.
I almost said Judd Nelson, but that's not right.
Yeah. But that was a good series.
That's the
It was kind of funny.
dude from Breakfast Club.
Definitely not a religious series
No,
because he was banging all the nuns.
all.
It was good though. I learned more about like
I think it was Jude Law.
the workings of the Catholic Church through that series.
Holy shit, guys. I'm trying to find fucking betting odds, but it's extremely difficult. It's all like, a lot of it's like who will be the next pope.
Well, a lot of it right now too is it's so new that I haven't had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Here's some information. So the favorite He's 70 years old. And then the other guy's 67, 69.
Oh, they're young.
Yeah, they're going a little younger this round. God, I wish fucking this kind of fucking betting was legal in Texas. It'd be so much
You
fun.
should get AI involved. Who does AI think the next pope's going to be?
I can ask.
I actually made a rosary for Pope John Paul II. And then I got a letter from the Vatican, and I was blessed by the Pope.
Yeah?
So I am papally blessed.
A lot of good. That's it.
And and then they canonized him. He's a saint now. So I actually have like a fucking relic.
Wow. How old were you when you did that?
19.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which pope is what.
Pope John Paul II was the one, actually from Poland. Big soccer player in the whole years. And he was, I think his nickname was the traveling pope. He like traveled more than any other pope did. And
Nice.
The traveling pope.
it was-
I just feel he just opens his coat. It's a wine. It's crackers.
Buddy of Christ. Buddy of Christ. Who needs a plenary indulgence? But yeah, I mean it's a weird time. The Pope dies.
Yeah.
Kanye's banging his cousins. Like it's I'm telling you, the simulation is out of whack.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. That Kanye shit. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's been wild, dude. But fucking Microsoft made a new form of matter.
Anybody heard from Diddy? Is he still in jail?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
I think he's like under the jail at this point.
Yeah.
There was, for a hot minute, there was a big conspiracy that it was a fucking body double that was in there with Diddy. Just like Epstein. I was like, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
I mean, it kind of anybody that changes their name that much, I think it's just a flag, right? Like if you're constantly coming up with a new name for yourself.
Yeah. What would the purpose be, I guess?
Alias.
Well, but I think it should just be a marker now to where it's like this celebrity's now on their 7th version of their name. Like,
So normally when you get a nickname, people give it to you.
Right.
You don't pick it. You know what I mean?
that's very true.
But if you were to pick a nickname, would it be P. Diddy?
Well, he was originally Puff Daddy.
Well, I get that one.
So he was Puff Daddy,
I understand that one a little.
and then he was Puffy,
Okay.
then he was P. Diddy, then he was Diddy, then he was Sean Puffy Combs. That's what he went by for a while. Then he tried to change it to Sean Combs and then went back to Diddy. That's what it's like. Anybody that's like Kanye. He was Kanye West, then it was Kanye, then it was Yeezy, now it's Yee. And
Now I don't even know what it is.
I mean, like,
Now it's gross.
now it's just.
Now he's that one dude's cousin.
This is what we have to look forward to. Is our kids are going to grow up
Oh, God.
and look back and be like, do you remember an artist named Kanye? And everybody's going to be like, yeah, that's the dude that sucked his cousin's dick. Like, that's.
That is.
Nobody's going to bring up all the Grammys
Right.
or any of that shit. It is just going
The
to be.
shoes, the politics, nothing.
It's just going to be like, yeah, the guy that sucked his cousin's dick.
Yeah.
Like, that's. Oh,
Oh, yeah, that guy.
yeah, that guy.
You win 10 Grammys and you're an award-winning artist. You suck one dick and you're a dick sucker.
I mean, when it's your cousins, that changes things.
That just.
For the worse.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets better. No.
No.
I think the question now is like, who at 14 was he talking about? Was he talking about he was sucking dick till he was 14 or until his cousin was 14?
I don't.
That's what I mean.
Because that could also, depending on the age gap, like you brought up, that could also make him.
I don't know if he stopped sucking dick. I don't think either one of them probably has.
Which, whatever,
I mean,
cool,
yeah, whatever.
more power to you.
Yeah.
But when it's your cousin, now I kind of go like, well, what the fuck? Of course, then again, I don't have any hot cousins, so fucking who knows?
Yeah, I'll take mine too. God damn.
I wasn't going.
I was
might
trying
have
to. I was trying, dude. I have a look. I tried to come fucking. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be good. or
I got
whatever.
Gatorade.
This has gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Do y'all want a little feel good story?
Fuck
not
yeah!
gonna help.
Anything other than
Not
fucking.
Well, that one probably felt good. I'll be honest. I mean, why else
It
would they
felt
do
good
it?
for one of them.
I don't know. Kanye's a toothy son of a bitch.
But if it's going on for years, like
You might have perfected it. Learned how to fucking tuck those things back because.
It's like, no, don't do that again. Zip.
Could you hear me? Not rye. I can't drink straight rye.
This is good.
So
No, Sazerac's good. Don't get me wrong, but I need it like in an old fashioned. Anything you just touched is perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So, a little feel good story for you guys. A 2-year-old boy who spent the night alone in the remote Arizona wilderness and walked 7 miles through the mountain lion territory was led to safety by a rancher's dog. And this right here
Look at that gangster.
Whoa.
is the
Thick
good
boy.
boy right there.
yeah.
Look at him.
That's a good boy right there.
That dog is down with the thickness.
Yep.
Look at him. Knew he did a good job too.
Thick
Just
boy.
2-year-old could have rode that thing.
That's true. Just strapped him on.
that's a big dog.
7 miles. I'm going to put full money that the 2-year-old rode the dog for a while.
Well, I think it was, from what I was reading, it was just the last mile. The dog walked him back to.
How the
To the
2-year-old
house.
get away from everyone for 7 miles?
Yeah, that's also a valid
And
question.
Where was this?
John,
Arizona.
they're quick little bastards. At 2 years old, they are. I promise you.
Did you see do you remember that story about the 5-year-old boy that fought off a pit bull that tried to attack his little sister?
His little sister, yeah.
So tried to attack, got his face all fucked up and shit like that. I think it was the WWE, but one of the organizations got together and gave the kid a championship belt, like a real championship belt, and gave it to him as like for being a badass.
I think it was I remember that
And,
story. I think a bunch of organizations came. Like, I think he ended up going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and,
he
like,
got a bunch of cool trips,
Yeah.
but the picture I saw of this kid, and he's got this dope scar now too. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be a badass in high school.
100%.
But he's got his own heavyweight belt now for fucking
That's fucking dope.
16 hours after he went missing.
Jeez.
That kid did 7 miles in 16 hours. That is actually kind of impressive for
It's
a 2-year-old.
grunt if I ever
'Cause I
heard it.
guarantee it wasn't straight line distance either.
No.
No, and they're saying in the mountains of West Virginia.
Yeah.
So that was
Arizona.
Arizona.
or Arizona.
And so the town he was from is Seligman, Arizona, which is out on I-40 in northern Arizona, like literally in the middle of nowhere. Scroll down.
that dog's name was Buford.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Buford's a good boy.
Going.
Oh,
That's awesome.
shout out Buford.
Yeah.
They
Nothing
don't
said of
say-
Buford. Well, he loves kids, and I imagine he wouldn't leave him once.
They
in a
don't
while.
say anything about like. The only thing they said is the kid wandered off from home, like from his house.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah,
I promise you.
My favorite is the rancher. Dutton asked the boy if he had walked all night, and he answered, "No, I laid up under a tree." Had to take a quick cat nap.
See, the problem with 2-year-olds and wandering away is you don't want them to until they turn 4. And then you wish they would.
Could you go entertain yourself for about 16 hours? That would.
Just go for a little walk.
Here's a dog. I'll see you in 16 hours.
That kid's going places.
Through the magic of editing, I now have food.
The fudge wasn't enough for you. You had to get some chicky nuggies.
Only thing that would make these better if they were dino shaped.
What else is in the news?
Did y'all see the fucking massive hailstorm that hit Nebraska?
I
You mean where it was raining soccer balls?
Yeah, it got pretty fucking rowdy out there.
what did you ever figure out what part of Nebraska this
I did not. But it, like, those are shattered windows.
I believe
one of the
that's
first comments on that post was Ma'am, your outside is inside.
But like, yeah, let me skip ahead to like showing some of
Well, where's area code 402?
that's
Well, that's all
That's
in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Half,
The whole thing has one area code?
half of it. Yeah.
like, look at here's the outside coming inside.
Jesus Christ.
Like, it looked fucking terrifying.
But you Omaha Mutual was real happy.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's fucked.
Oh
Yeah. I
God.
think that might be totaled.
Shit'll buff out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That one was,
That makes me
that was
sad.
totaled before
I
it
know.
started.
God.
It's also
Oh,
hilarious that
go-
it took out a snow coat.
Look at the
card.
license plate and I can tell you what county it is.
Okay.
Oh, that's an old plate.
Oh,
That doesn't
gotcha.
count.
See if I can find a license plate here. You gonna show here?
Barely. It didn't even.
But yeah, so to any of our listeners that are in Nebraska, fucking hope you guys are good because y'all got fucked.
I hope your insurance premiums were up to date.
Yeah. God, this looks all tame.
5.
Damn.
Dude, those are like damn
Five.
near.
So what's 5 county in Nebraska?
Those were like almost holes in plywood sheets on the windows. That's fucking insane. Mother Nature was angry at y'all.
It was so bad it knocked the fucking air conditioning units out of the side of the building.
Oh.
No,
they're all
kidding.
ripped
out.
Oh, that's
Okay.
probably a fucked up building.
Oh, that's Dodge County, which is like it's kind of north of Omaha a little.
Well, I'm assuming all your people are okay. You would have gotten a phone call.
Yeah, I mean Dodge County is close to where most of my family's from, but
Have y'all ever been caught in a hailstorm?
Yeah.
Yep.
How
not,
shitty
not
is that?
bad.
No, yeah.
Not like that, but yeah, I've been caught in hail.
it hurts.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I've only been like
Stings.
I've been in my vehicle in like a very light hailstorm.
Yeah.
Like I think it was here in San Antonio, but like it still was just like I hope I don't get to where I'm going and my shit's all fucked. Like
Well, that one in what was it?
oh,
That was a bad one too.
that was like a little bit south
I,
of here. Or was
I had
that
an old
north of here?
vehicle that I got a little bit of hail damage on.
Yeah.
And but it's cool how they come fix it. They just dry it. Well,
Well, where does-
way back? in the
Where does
day,
Brandon
dry
Hamrick
ice.
live?
Area.
Don't like shout out
Is it
like his actual
Bastrop, right?
Yeah. No.
Bastrop area.
Is it?
No.
No, he's on the other side of town.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. No, he's further south now.
He is?
Right.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Last I knew, I thought it was out by like Junction on the way up.
Well, he owns that
that
beer
way.
company. I'm pretty sure that was in Bastrop, the beer store.
Yeah. I don't know.
I saw that video of his and oh
That
His
was
property
insane,
got
yeah.
fucked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I thought he was up in hill country.
It could be.
I don't know.
I know he's got that pretty decent sized piece of land out there. That
Yeah. Mm.
yeah, the weather's been wild this year. I had a couple of friends that go evacuate their family because they owned a bunch of like a sizable piece of land up in Fredericksburg when it decided to catch on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some fires up there. There's all the conspiracy theory shit about they're trying to burn down these small towns so they can,
Rebuild them.
yeah, like they did in California.
I like
Build
the
those
conspiracy
smart
that
cities
Hawaii. Well, they were like,
or Hawaii. Yeah,
they're like, they burned it down on purpose. I'm like, yeah, they made the volcano go off.
yep.
Now, did they capitalize on it? Yes.
I hate to tell you this, but if you live on the slope of a volcano
Yeah, there's a chance.
and your ship burns down,
Like I think I learned about that in like grade school. Mount Vesuvius.
that lava's hot.
No, you know, like
Yeah.
when that whole thing erupted over there.
Pompeii.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Thing is, they built that city and it hadn't blown up in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And what aced that place is called a pyroclastic flow. It wasn't actually lava.
Yeah.
Hawaii is like constantly erupting. It's like a constant flow of lava.
Well,
Yeah.
the ones in Nicaragua are constant too. Like, they're not erupting, but you can go.
Yeah, there's
see
like a
'em.
constant lava flow.
Yeah,
When we flew in and out, I think there was like a bunch of smoke and stuff
Yeah.
coming out of them.
yeah.
They've like I've been there when they've like I've gotten texts and they're like, "Are you
Yeah.
okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?" And they're like, "I just saw on the news a volcano erupted in Nicaragua." And I'm like, "Yeah, there's like 7 of them."
Yeah.
Man." It happens. It happens quite often. Same with earthquakes.
I've never been in an earthquake.
They're fun.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
Everything
I've never
moves.
been in an earthquake either.
I've been in one. Everything moves. It's weird.
Yeah. It'd be,
I've been in a tornado.
Yeah.
That's a oh shit moment. Tornadoes are when you're close.
they're
When
very, very commonplace in Nebraska.
when they're way the fuck off, then they're just kind of cool to see. But when they're
Right.
close enough that everything like, especially that moment right where everything just goes dead still,
Yeah.
and you're like,
I'm in danger.
this is not good.
That's usually when it goes dead still is when it hasn't come down yet. And then you're looking straight up for it to come down on you. Yeah. Dead still is not good. Because it goes from windy as fuck to dead still.
I was in one in Kansas, and it went dead still. Everybody went to the basement, and then it all hit at once. And we went from a dry basement to like chest deep in what looked like chocolate milk water, just like fucking instantaneously. It was just like, oh,
I remember when I was really young.
but that shit'll get your attention.
I don't even know how old I was. There's a hurricane that came through pretty much the entire East Coast, if I remember right. But it went right over top of where I lived in Massachusetts. I don't even know, 3 or 4. It was Hurricane Gloria.
Yeah.
And I remember we went outside when the eye passed over. And like that was, and I remember that because it was like sunny.
Yeah.
And like no wind or anything. And they're like, quick, get back inside. And I'm like, why? We go back inside, all hell breaks loose again. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was living in Virginia Beach when that one that hit, and it like hit there and then looped up and got stronger when it went up the coast and like completely obliterated, like up by the Hamptons and all that shit. And I knew people that were like in the cabinet business and shit. They were like, we're going to make fucking money. But it passed over Virginia Beach, and it was it was kind of the same thing. We were sitting there and we were safe, but we were watching it like through the glass, and everything was sideways. And then all of a sudden nothing was moving. And it was just like, so you go out there and you kind of like, it's your first check to see like how fucked is everything. And then you could look off and you could see the wall. And it was like, yep, time to go back inside. But yeah, severe weather, all of it's it's all eerie. Because it's so abnormal, like big blizzard too, like that stuff.
So when I lived in Erie, we had some crazy weather. It was all lake effect. It's like we get like 3 feet of snow overnight, and I wouldn't even get like a late start in school. And it just because it's like that's a normal Tuesday for them, you know. And then I remember I moved back to Massachusetts, and we'd get like 1.5 inches of like dusting. And they're like, no school for 3 days. And we're like, well, okay.
Well, it's like here. Some weatherman here will fuck around and say the word snow.
Yeah.
And they're like, canceled.
Shut the
It's like,
state down, the whole thing.
well, it's like when I lived in Minnesota. I remember houses there that had doors on the second story
For the snow.
because it would drift up. And then you
shit,
just
yeah.
fucking just open the second story door and go to school. And it was just like, what the?
Uphill both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. San Antonio is pretty fortunate. We don't get tornadoes. We don't really get hurricanes.
We
don't really get
We're far enough
snow.
south where we don't get that cold.
Yeah.
We're far enough north where we don't get hurricanes.
Yeah.
The tornadoes just
They
we're
happen,
close enough
but
to-
they're rare.
we're close
so-
enough to the hill country where like tornadoes are like, nah, we like the plains
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Hail happens here, but
And even then, it's pretty short.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, we'll get a volcano. Or a
volcano.
God
we'll get a
damn.
volcano that
Every
just
once-
randomly pops up.
Justin, I need to know the last time the volcano
Yeah.
erupted in San Antonio.
Every once in a while, we'll get a tornado. But it's never like middle of the city. It's always like somewhere on the fringe or
Because the weather machine, it prevents it.
yeah.
There's always like if something bad happens, it's like on the coast, and then everybody in San Antonio is like, "Oh, it could move up here," and it fucking never does.
Yeah.
We're too far forward and the land changes too much.
Yeah,
So even those hurricanes, not that the hurricanes in the Gulf can't get really bad, but mostly it's really bad for cities that are like, below sea level.
Yeah.
Well, once they
And we're 180 miles from.
get
coast.
this far inland, they lose so much
Yeah.
power.
It's like a
Yeah.
rainstorm.
Then we'll get a rainstorm.
in
I'll
reality,
tell
that
you, one of the best tropical storms I've ever been in is in Jamaica.
Yeah, that was a great one.
That was awesome. We had all these warnings and everything. Is our Jim and Julie's wedding, And we're down there, and
Like they were planning their wedding out on the beach, and they're like, we need to move it.
we're like literally like the tropical storm is coming over us as we're celebrating. And I mean, we're hammered and having a great time. And it's so much fun.
The temperature was perfect.
And it was like a light drizzle.
Yeah.
That was it. No wind.
Like, woo. Yeah.
Just a misting.
Yeah. It was like the humidity showed itself.
Yeah.
It was about
it wasn't invisible anymore. Yeah.
Well, I got to play golf with Justin for the first time
Yay.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Who won?
that's cool.
The Jazz.
Justin shot really, really well. He parred the first 2 holes.
Yeah.
Which is like a fucking eagle for me. Jazz also played really well in the first 2 holes, and then we both were like, ooh, this is about to get real bad real quick.
Yeah, I made some bad club choices and stuff like that. Justin had some beautiful swings out there. He played really, really well.
Yeah,
So.
it's 100% the club's fault when I golf. I would
No,
have
mine
done
was
so
like-
much better if I had the right club.
Mine was stuff like I picked the club going like, yeah, I'm kind of between clubs. I'm gonna go shorter because I'd rather short it than play up and stuff like that. And then like I'd hit it and I'd hit this absolutely pure shot and just send it. It's dead on the line I was aiming for. Like it's a beautiful flight. And I was like, that's way too long. And then it was stuff like that, club decision and stuff like that. But
there was one hole where there was the green, and then maybe 15 to 20 feet on the backside of the green was a active construction site. Like dudes were like working. And so like,
that's not dangerous.
I was up ahead, and Jazz hit this one, and I could tell from where I was standing that he caught it like perfectly. And I was like, ooh, hope he didn't club up like, or else I'm going to watch this dude on the second story just fucking, and then come down.
yeah.
That's his own
But
fault.
that's true. He had a hard hat. It was probably fine,
Yeah.
but that was
Yeah.
fun.
I don't even know what that business was. It was just called like the something on the green. And I was like, who greenlit this? Like, who was like, you know what we should build? A building 8 feet off the back of this green.
It's a backstop.
Like, and it was one of those ones you could tell by the construction that it's going to be like all glass on the back. And I was like,
Even better.
y'all made a horrible decision.
You really trust these golfers, don't you?
But yeah, it was cool. I was impressed. His golf game is
Yeah.
way better than he leads on.
I like to keep expectations low.
Yeah.
Mine sucks. Right. Yeah. It's been a minute since I've golfed, actually, now that I think of it. The last, I think, was the tournament we all played in.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The religious one that we didn't know.
I think that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. It might have been.
Yeah. I think this was the last
Yeah.
golf tournament I played in.
Yeah, we played that before I opened the store.
Yeah.
And Saturday was my 3rd anniversary for the store.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we threw a party at the store. It was a lot of fun. Everybody came out. We had a bunch of breweries that showed up and fun party. We had a bunch of carnival games. This year was carnival themed, so we literally had like a can toss and a bottle ring toss, like all those impossible to win fucking carnival games I had them through the store. And yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun. 3 years. Couldn't fucking believe it.
Goes by quick,
But it keeps paying the bills, so we'll keep doing it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
So
Yeah. Yeah. We were supposed to go to one of Mikey's comedy things last week.
And yeah.
Didn't quite make it. We had some things come up. We had to cancel last minute on going down. But it was supposed to be his heckle night.
yeah,
The
we
one-
could like write that mean tweet thing or whatever.
Yep. So we had all kinds of stuff. And that was also the day where I got my instructor evaluation completed. So that ran long. And then we had a meeting. And the meeting ran even longer. And then we had some personal stuff come up and just couldn't make it.
He's doing the work though. He's out there
He
fucking.
is.
He's putting in the hours.
He's grinded.
He's putting in the hours.
Yeah. And Mel got tickets this past weekend for her and I to go see Killers of Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And my only complaint is I wish people would speak in clear English. Like if I could understand your jokes, because you're either not speaking in slang or you don't have mental problem, it would be way more enjoyable.
Yeah. I think the other thing is people don't realize, like I have a beer rep, and I'm sure he thinks he's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so obviously just fucking stoned when he comes in to sell it. And I'm just like, I know you probably think nobody can tell
Right.
because it's edibles or it's whatever. And he's like, I don't smell like weed. I'm just relaxed. I'm like, bro, I hate to tell you this. I know people that speak slowly and you speak with a pause button. Like this shit is fucking, I'm like, and every time you start speaking to him and he just goes, I'm like, holy fuck, my man. Like, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Right.
Like,
I mean, good on you, but fuck, man. Come on.
like if you're gonna come deal with like businesses, maybe dial it back a few steps.
Right.
I don't know if you need to be 1,000 milligrams in when you're out here fucking trying to do business. I don't have time for you to make it there eventually.
No, there's a time and a place. On a sales call isn't the time or the place.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Yeah, don't fucking come in and waste my time.
Yeah.
He showed him. He's like, I brought you these 2 beers to try. I grabbed them and they were hot, not warm, hot. And I was like, you didn't grab these. These were left in your car.
Yeah.
And you just didn't want to walk in here empty handed.
Right.
But like I'd prefer you just come in empty handed because now I know that beer's skunked as fuck because you boiled it in your car.
A bag of ice is $3 at any gas station.
Yeah, if you're in a sales position, it's cocaine.
It helps way better with numbers.
Yeah.
way better. I used to know a broker who he could hustle. And then we all figured out that that's because he was on like 9 different uppers. I was like, how the fuck are you traveling this much? And I was like, oh, you just don't sleep. Got
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, like that.
Drugs.
You can fucking,
Drugs.
you can burn up some miles when you're not sleeping. But
I don't know how people, like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I can't even drink like I used to, let alone, I don't even want to try to do drugs like I used to. No, it's not going to work.
fucking speaking of which, holy fuck. So we were on this golf course yesterday. And I love the course. It's one of my favorite courses in San Antonio. And they have a great cart service. They really do. And they always have. And they do it right. Like, it's like the old Hooters application to be a cart girl there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are an entertainer that serves. Like you are not just a cart girl.
Yeah.
So all of their cart girls. And it was funny because I was sitting in the cart with Justin. I saw the cart girl coming, and one of our play partners went to talk to him first. And I was like, that was a tiny skirt. And I was like, come over here and let me be a creepy old man at you. And then we got up on her and I was like, holy fuck, I could be your dad. I was like, and I'm looking at her going like, and not even like that young of a dad. I could have been like 22. Like she was a kid. I was like, fuck, she was cute, but I was like, you are young.
Jazz didn't know how accurate that whole like, let me be a creepy old man.
And so I got there and I was like, now I behaved myself. I got up there and I was like, oh fuck, you are a child.
He got up there and he's like, oh, this is really creepy.
Yeah. Then I felt creepy because I made the joke and I was like, but if she was 19, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Like
You probably, I think you have to be what?
18 to serve in
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
And I mean, like to the point where she was young enough that she still had acne problems. Like she was that kind of young. I was like, and not like maybe she just has bad skin. Like it was obviously like the body was still leveling out the hormone levels. Like I was like, holy shit. But we got up there and the other guy had beat me to the cart. So he ordered and then I ordered and I was like, I'll take both. I'm going to pay for his round too. And I was like, and you have Jameson, I'll have Jameson. And I was like, I'm paying cash. And she was like, all right, you want a single or a double? And as I'm saying that, she's already pouring and she's holding it as she's asking me. I was like, oh, I'll take a double. And she's like, okay. And then she hands me this thing. And it's one of those, exactly what you'd expect on a golf course.
Yeah.
The like 16-ounce styrofoam cup. And hands it to me with a lid on it. No exaggeration. I showed it to Justin when she handed it to me. This bitch, there was that much from the top of the cup empty. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
In that 16-ounce cup, there was 12 ounces of Jameson.
It was nuts with like 4 ice cubes. I was like, oh my God. I got back to the cart and I was like, if I drink this at the pace where she would come back around and ask me for more, I'm not playing golf anymore. Like I'm just on a walk. Like this is.
That's how I golf.
Yeah. So the guy we were playing with, super nice guy, the cart comes around and because I bought the first round, before he even asked me, just went to the cart and ordered me another double Jameson when she came back around and brought it back. So I poured it into that other cup and had a 16-ounce cup of Jameson on the rocks. And I was like, oh my God. And so
I almost
handicap's definitely changing today.
I almost got to drive Jazz's new car.
yeah. I was like, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm drinking this. Like I was having a pretty good game and I was like, there's no fucking way I could drink this thing. Like and I can drink Jameson, but this was, that was an aggressive amount. I was like, fucking, there's like 8 shots in this fucking cup. Like this.
Like I like to drink when it's sunny and you're out doing an activity. I can't drink whiskey like that though.
I can't do it.
Because I drink it too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have to.
Like I have one speed with whiskey.
Yeah. And I like when I'm out doing the off-road shit, I appreciate the 5%ers because.
Yeah. But no, like fuck, we were at PCA.
Yeah.
The opening party. And they had Buffalo Trace cigars sponsored it. So they had Buffalo Trace on the open bar. So we walk up and we're like, fuck it. We'll do a double Buffalo Trace on the rocks. And they like
it was a Quattro.
poured it fucking right. So I think after like 4 or 5 of those, I was like, well, I know how tonight's going.
Yep. That party's so good though.
This one, they did it right because it was outdoors.
Oh,
They found like a park,
fucking nice.
like in between the main hotel and the convention center. And they had a DJ and food and tables and chairs. And like, I drove by it and I was like, oh, that's a fucking weird place to have a wedding. And then like 2 hours later, I'm standing on the grass being like, oh, this isn't for a wedding.
Yeah. That party's always usually really good. The last one I was at though was the last PCA I was at. You guys were at the same party.
They sucked for a few years.
That one was lame.
They sucked for a few years.
That was just like, you guys are in the corner. It was like, what? And you like walked around that little hallway and we were literally just standing in a corner and people were just sitting there.
Like this was probably the best one
Yeah, it was.
at PCA since we've been going.
Yeah. No, 38 special. That was a good
That wasn't the opening party.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. The opening party typically is like the backside of the curtain in the trade show hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're on a cement floor. It's echoey as fuck. You can't hear anybody.
And a
they
DJ
have
that's way too goddamn loud.
And they have trash booze.
Yeah. But they used to be.
They had fucking they had like open pit charbroiled oysters they were handing out. And they were
We had chicken nuggets that ended up being
crab
cupcake. I thought that I was grabbing them like they were chicken nuggets.
He's like, this chicken nugget tastes weird.
No, I said it was great.
But no, it was fun. And then we went to dinner one night and didn't go out after dinner. We're like, fuck it. We got to get on the road tomorrow anyways. It's going to be a long day. So we go back to the hotel and like an hour later, there's a shooting right where we were going to go. 2 people died. I was like, what the fuck?
Welcome to New Orleans.
Yeah.
There's trade show. There was always at least one night that I took off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not.
But we figured it out on this one.
Yeah.
We drove out Friday, set up the booth, did the opening party. Saturday was the show. Sunday was the show. Monday was like a 3/4 day.
Yeah.
And then
It was 8 to 4.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a full day.
That's a day.
Yeah, but nobody showed up till like 9 or 10.
Some of us did.
Yeah.
John.
I did.
That was always
We'll
the
get
hard part.
anybody in there.
That was always the hard part about the end of show.
But we were packed up and on the road 30 minutes after the show ended.
Yeah. The hard part about end of show though is that like if you're there and you have a booth, and when I was there as a rep, and then I was there as a VP, but like you have to be there before they open the doors. You got to be in your booth. You got to set everything up because you do a partial breakdown and then you go in and put it all back out and shit. And the last 2 days, kind of that last day, but the last day especially, you're in there just dragging ass too, just fucking, and there's nobody there to
When I
kind
was
of
in
turn it
Vegas,
on.
that last day was a half day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 10 to 2.
Yeah.
And like it was a ghost town.
But it was the 4th day of the show.
That's true.
Yeah. It was always, I always liked the last day because that was the day where you could always like
That's when
go
you
check out
horse
your
trading.
buddy's booth and like all that other kind of stuff. So it kind of becomes the vendor to vendor day, but
It was.
Oh no, it was a good show though. It was fun.
well, I mean, successful, new accounts, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Good.
Some potential big ones.
Yep.
That's what matters.
Working on.
Yeah, I got a small update from you. I'm not going to shout it out here, but I really hope that works.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I hope that works
Yeah.
out because it's
All of us are. Yeah.
well, it also helps that I just really enjoy that place. So it would be dope to be able to support you and in the place that I really like.
Right.
Yeah.
I always take your shit and hand it out when I'm in there. But
Right.
anyways, you can tell by the fact that we keep getting quieter. Unless John, you've got something.
Well, so I wanted to bring up something real quick because I haven't heard about it in a minute, and we haven't talked about it in a minute. Two things actually. The first thing is, when's World War III kicking off? I
I don't know.
don't know if it's gonna anymore.
Right, everything's calming down.
Yeah.
The other side's getting a little riled up, but it's not like we're scared or anything.
Well, I'm talking about like with Iran or
Oh, yeah,
Russia or
yeah.
Ukraine and all that.
Yeah.
All that stuff's kind of dying out.
Nothing's settled yet, though.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I'll wait till Jazz gets back to bring up the second part because this one just completely disappeared.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of funny. The distractions that are in place instead.
Yeah.
Once Jazz gets done peeing.
Do y'all think the Ukraine-Russia thing will end in 2025? Or do you think it'll continue past?
I think it'll end.
I think it'll end soon.
Putin called the Easter ceasefire.
I did see that.
Yeah. So the other thing that just
All right, I held
completely
that as long as I could.
that completely disappeared, and that I kind of want to know what's going on with it. But then the distractions that are in place of it are pretty funny too. Doge.
Oh, the office
No.
or the coin?
Well, not the coin, but
The office of
yeah.
the Doge office.
Yeah.
So I think, well, didn't Elon come out and say like, essentially, this is all the free time I could give this, and now I've got to step away? Like, as long as they keep doing what I'm doing, as long as they keep doing what we started, we'll hit the $1 billion or the $1 trillion a year in savings or whatever it is.
But it's not in the news anymore. Like I haven't heard anything about it in like a couple weeks.
Well, yeah, I think part of it is probably because to make the splash on the first 100 days, right?
Yeah.
You go after the big shit first. Right. So now they're probably digging into a bunch of little piddly shit.
Oh, last I heard, they stopped at the Department of Defense is where they're at now.
Yeah.
That's when it kind of all died.
That's when everything went quiet.
Yeah.
Well, that's also probably, I guarantee you some of that is going to turn into like, no, we're not going to let this civilian come in and start fucking around inside the DOD. Like,
So they did put out, I heard the other day how many Pentagon purchasers there were. And it's like 27,000 people are purchasers for the Department of Defense.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane.
Now, I wonder where they're getting that number. Because technically speaking, right, like any supply sergeant that's able to requisition for your unit
You're a
would be
purchaser.
considered a purchaser.
Yep. Anybody that is buying
But
on behalf of the United States.
I think what
Yeah.
I think it was the government, either a GS or
But yeah, that's what I would like to know.
Purchasing from company.
If that's just their job, like they are a requisition
that's what it was.
specialist or whatever, and they are just some GS-12 that's just stroking checks.
Go to sam.gov and you'll see all the contracts that are open that the government, DOD, essentially. Well, DOD is separate. It has its own separate tab on there, but that's all the contracts that are open that the government's looking to purchase things.
There's another one I want to go look at. I saw it on TikTok, so I take it with a grain of salt, but I want to go look. But there was all the stuff about going looking at covid.gov.
Oh, that's insane.
And it's essentially just going like, we now have confirmation that Fauci just spun this whole narrative.
Yeah,
like none of this.
Just pull it up real quick. They put it out line by line.
Not whitehouse.gov, buddy.
COVID.gov.
This
is what it
it takes you there.
Yeah, this is
No, right here. The true origins of COVID-19.
Yeah.
So you scroll down and it goes line by line and it tells you everything. And it's insane because they're like, news won't pick this up. So we're just going to put it out on our own.
Yeah, they literally put the map of the seafood market.
Well, I mean, none of this actually shocks. So my grandmother and grandfather were actually, they were on a cruise, and it was supposed to do like Shanghai and all that kind of stuff during the SARS out. Do you remember that? The big SARS outbreak that happened in China? And they got rerouted and ended up with a free Japanese vacation.
Anthony Fauci's pardon.
She may, or that's the one that says he may or will have committed, right? Like,
yeah, it's like a just in case.
Yeah, that was he's pardoned for anything
Which
that
he
you may
have
find
committed
later.
or taken part of during the periods of January 1, 2014 through the date of this pardon arising from or in any manner related to his service as director at National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
Wow.
So essentially, he gets a pardon for
Anything he's ever
his
done.
entire job.
Yeah.
Does that count for like parking tickets?
Oh,
I
so
would
why
make
not?
it.
Yeah.
No, it says in regards to his job.
Gotcha.
Well, if I get a parking ticket, I'm going to way to work.
So
Yeah, they just laid it all out.
yeah, I wanted to go look into this and see.
But it's a lot. But it's just pretty amazing that they just threw it all out. Like, here you go. Here's everything.
Can download everything. Yeah.
Well, you can download this president's House Oversight Committee. Like, and look, I'm not saying he's right, he's wrong, or whatever. I always go do your own research. That's why I said I wanted to go read it, and then I wanted to go and dig around into other
Right.
things and actually get. But yeah, it's interesting how clear things are getting. The problem is, I think we're hearing less because the problem is the more noise you make, and then if they find some shit, it's going to turn into like, methinks she doth protest too much. Like, and so a lot of these ones, and because now the big question is like, how does somebody making $180,000 a year in 3 years amass a $12 million fortune? Like,
Right.
how are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because between maintaining 2 residences, because you maintain your local residence and your residence in DC, and like housing costs and all that kind of stuff, like you don't make enough
Right.
to have an investment portfolio this fucking aggressive
Yeah.
to turn, what is that total, $420,000
Somewhere around there.
into 12 million in 36 months? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if we could figure that trick out, I'm pretty sure the 3 of us could come up with $420,000 and be like,
I'll make it work.
yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll borrow it to do it. Like, but if we figure that math out and go like, okay, look, we're going to need to figure out how as a group, 420 grand, we do this, we'll have 12 million in 3 years. Is anybody passing? Like, we're all in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think this is like,
So you're saying one of us needs to run for Congress?
yeah.
Justin, you're the one with the cleanest slate here, probably.
Is he old enough?
No, just run on the right. You've got a gun charge, and that got a you got a carry charge. You're fine. They're gonna be like, well, that boy wouldn't even give up his gun in an airport. He got my vote. Carry so much, forgot he had it. That's an American right there.
Vote for Justin Brew.
A vote for Justin is a vote for fuck it.
Yo.
Just in case, Justin Broom.
I like that. A vote for Justin is a vote for fuck it. Yeah. I could rock that tagline for sure.
I'm here to clean it up. I made it just in time. There was a guy that ran for governor here named Hinky. And his entire campaign was Hinky Kellner for governor. Why not? That was his whole fucking campaign.
I like it.
Yo, he's got a point.
It was the early 2000s. And he never showed himself, but he always wore, you remember Tom Petty's cowboy hat?
Mm-hmm.
He wore a cowboy hat like that, like all the time. But all of his shit was just his silhouette. It was never like a picture of it.
That's funny.
It was just a silhouette. You remember the John Wayne silhouette?
Yeah.
Where you could see it and be like, that's
Yep.
John fucking Wayne. It was that.
It's on the side of highways all over in Texas.
Yeah.
People put them in their yards.
I used to have a Zippo. That was just John Wayne. But it wasn't John Wayne. It was just that silhouette on a
Yeah.
Zippo. Unfortunately, it was a Zippo, and I used it.
Yeah.
So I wore the graphic right off the fucking front of it. I like carrying a Zippo, but I smoke cigars, and I can't taste the. I hate the flavor of Zippo fluid.
No, that's no.
No bueno.
And some inserts are okay, but most of them.
And the thing is I don't want a jet in it. I want a soft flame.
Well, you can get
Yeah.
a soft flame butane one.
I've tried. They all suck.
Yeah.
they're not the greatest.
They're all so bad. I mean, like, I hate the taste of Zippo fluid, but you have to admit, like,
It's just
the original insert fucking works.
no matter what.
Yeah, it always fucking works. It just tastes bad. Like,
Yeah, I carried a Zippo forever. But yeah, Zippos and cigars. Mm.
but it's the sound. Well, I learned how to do all the like
All the tricks.
hit it
Yep.
off your leg and light it, and be able to flick it and like all that shit. Yeah, dude, if somebody could get into the cigar industry that made a fucking Zippo insert, a soft flame Zippo insert, just looked like a fucking Zippo, but ran on butane, you'd make a fucking killing. And I can't believe that it doesn't exist because I know plenty. DuPont exists.
There's a bunch of companies that make them.
They're all trash.
Nobody makes a good
Well, none of them have a wheel and a flint.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's exactly how DuPonts work. Zycar made for like DuPont's a
soft.
wheel and a flint.
Yep.
It's just a side strike wheel instead of a
Right.
Zycar made for one for a while that did it.
Yeah.
M Corona is a wheel and a flint. Like there's a bunch of lighter companies
Yeah.
that run on butane that are a wheel and flint lighter with a soft flame.
Right.
So I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm sorry, like DuPonts are close to the shape, but they're $2,000.
Yeah.
That's why I don't carry mine. Like I have one that I got as a gift. I did not buy a DuPont. I got it as a gift, and I only ever carry it if I'm going to dinner with my wife, and then we're gonna go have like cocktails and a cigar and stuff afterwards. It's like having a dress watch. I don't
Right.
wear my dress watch all the time.
There's a couple new DuPonts that I like, but I just can't. Like I beat the shit out of lighters and cutters that I carry, and I can't justify.
Now
like-
that it used to be that you could get one that was steel,
Right.
so it wasn't a precious metal. And now this was 20 years ago, so don't go on the internet and be like, "Hey, Jazz, a fucking liar." It was like 20 years ago or so. You could buy the steel ones, and they were like $400, $450, and it was a DuPont. It made the ping, like it did everything like it's supposed to, and they were like $400. Now they're like fucking $900.
Yeah.
Then it gets to the point where it's like, if you're already going to spend this insane amount of money on a lighter, just buy the gold one or buy the white gold one or like buy the good one, because then it's at least worth something. Like DuPonts don't devalue.
Yeah.
But they last forever though.
I've had mine 15 years and it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I changed the flint, put new fuel in it, and it's fucking sparks every goddamn time. Like
This guy sparks every time. Just doesn't light every time.
I've been seeing, I don't know why, but now I've been seeing so many ads on my shit for that stupid lighter.
Yep.
Maybe I'm just not much of a novelty guy.
I just couldn't carry it unless I had a holster.
Just a tiny little fucking
That little
Kydex for it.
Kydex. Yep.
Oh, that's what you need. You need a little Kydex one for it so we can molly it to the top of a ruck.
Well, I'd probably get shot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you need a light?
No, for the ruck case. So we can like molly it to the top of the ruck case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's an hour and
Yeah.
plus. We should put a bow in this one.
Before we sign it off, I want to shout out the new Patreon supporters. We appreciate every single one of you. Boys, these rounds are from Ty Phillips, Jay Davis, and suspiciously visible Purple Orc,
My boy.
upgraded from buying a drink to buying a round.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
Nice.
cheers to all you guys. Thanks for keeping the show going.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
That one's mine.
That
I claim the orc.
one's mine.
He's got to be mine. Like the purple orc thing only exists in one universe, and that's 40K. So that one's mine.
Yeah.
I know who you are. I don't know who you are,
I'm
but
clueless.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
Anyways, 3 little things.
Yep.
They're simple.
They are.
Johnny,
smoke on.
Scotty.
Ooh, drink on.
And God damn it, kids.
Freedom
Freedom
fuck
fuck
on. Cheers, bro.